Test. Testing, testing. 1, 2. Testing, testing. 1, 2.
All right, everybody, welcome. We started. We got a stream going on. We're about to start. It's 8 p.m. Hold on 1 second. So now we got exciting games about to start. People logging in. We got we got hundreds of people logging into our YouTube channel right now, and Twitch, even more people. This is unbelievable. We have a exciting Hava free poker night starting at 8 p.m., which is right now. They're loading up the chips. We got new cameras, new tables, new chips, new. All right, we got the overview. We got let's take a look at who's going on. We got started set up. That's seat 1. That's Matthias in seat 1. Georgia, seat number 2 in the white on the right-hand side. Sets 3, 4, and 5. We got Rob in the black. We got Ben in the yellow, and Corey is in the blonde on the right-hand side over there. Seat 6, 7, and 8. We've got Chris with the dagger on his chest. We've got Luke in the blue sweatshirt, and that's Phantom over there in the fire. We're good. I got you. And then finally, we've got seats 9 and 10. That is Cy, and there's a lot of Cy right there. I'll tell you that. And that's seat 10, and Austin's on the left in seat 11. So Austin's seat number 9 is Austin, and on the right is Cy in seat 10. We got a little flop cam. They're showing all the cards right over here. Let's take a look at what's going on. They've got a lot of people going out there. Ready to go? Hand number 1's about to get started, so let's get ready to rock and roll, people. So while they're playing for free, you could go to HavaFreePoker.com. You can check out their standings. There's this bar. We've got other bars signed up right now. We've got Cav Me Crazy on there. I think we're going to start working with one of the island vibes, maybe a Rooted Reef. And so we'll get more and more coming in as we do this. And you could join on any of the leagues or all of them. You could go. A lot of people are going bar to bar just to play the free poker. That's neat, but that's a lot of side right there. So we are checking out, making sure the cameras are going, but they're going round and round. I'd actually make a comment, but you can see that no one's got killer hand right now. Luke's got suited queen. 25-25 of the blinds, and that means that it's the small blind and the big blind are 25 apiece. You can see that there's 5 players in at the moment. 6. Now Luke, who doesn't have a pair, is actually the favorite to win the hand. 38% because Luca could get any of these spades. Now also we've got Ben with the 36% because he's got a king, but the problem is nobody really knows it. Corey makes the call with the bottom pair. Luke raises with his flush draw. Cy Matthias is out. Rob gets out of the way as well. Rob only really has 1 out anyways. The 3. Ben makes the call. Corey makes the call. The turn. A 9. That puts Corey in the lead with the 2 pair. So that's Corey on the right-hand side of this film right there. The 2 on the river puts Luke, takes it, with his flush, is going to take it down. He's got the nut flush. He's got the highest possible hand. Ben bets 125. Corey makes the call. Luke raises to 300. Ben folds. Corey makes the call, and she's going to find out the bad news that Luke just won pot number 1.
Yeah, I knew he had it too.
I didn't even look at the seats on the
Yeah, when I saw the 9 come, I was like, damn, she's gonna bet.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I didn't even.
Thank you, Corey. Thank you, Corey.
Always. To the dealer.
Oh, really? Yeah, he's not playing. Give him another 5.
Hand number 2 is being dealt out right now. Luke's at an early lead.
When you win again, you give me $25.
If not more.
Until I win.
That's when the streak stops.
Exactly. When I finally win, it's all yours.
Ooh, Chris has got the ace-queen suited, takes a raise to... Now you'll notice Chris is in seat 6 over there. We're fixing the cameras as we speak, is actually what's going on. So you might see a little bit off right at the beginning stages right here, and that's just making sure we get the right camera angles for each one. And I think we do it. Here we go, guys. Back to the game. Here we go. So Chris has got the ace-queen suited. He's got an 80% chance to win. Unfortunately, without the pair, he doesn't know that. Georgia running behind with the queen 10. She's getting dominated over here. Check, check. There goes the river. It's the 9, no good for either of them. Chris will take it down, but if Georgia makes a bet, she'll probably win the pot.
Connie, can you see our cards on there, or only they can see?
All right. Chris does take the pot. Good, puts him in second place. Third hand. It's very, very early. It could be anybody's game right now. Cards are being dealt out for the third hand. Corey is the dealer. That means Phantom's under the gun, seat number 8. You can see
It knows what cards it is.
All right, so we're up to Cy in seat number 10. You can see her right over there.
When he flops them out, it'll stay on.
Let's get back around. Seat number 1, that's Matthias.
It'll show the. I'm saying it'll show normally the flop before he even flips it over, because once they just touch that spot, it knows which cards.
All right, we're going 4 ways to the flop. You can see it right there. The ace deuce 3. It's going to be on Chris to take the lead. None of them have anything, so the queen 9s are tied. Queen pops up. Now nobody knows that their queens are actually good right there. There are 2 of them with a queen 9. Both Luke and Phantom. You can see Phantom at the orange sleeve makes a bet. He actually called Luke's 75. Cy with the gut shot makes the call. Chris ejects himself from the hand. And we're going to go 3-way to the river. No good. Now, both Phantom and Chris have the queen 9. We're going to see who's more aggressive here, or they'll both split it. They all check it down, and they each split the pot. And the numbers are going to be off because it splits the pot. Not 5, but that's above.
And you chase it every time.
I sat at the card house yesterday for 12 hours, so that's how slow it goes.
So on the left right there, Austin's going to go first in this hand.
So you call $300
He's got the ace jack. It's 25 for him to make the call. He only calls with the ace jack. He's under the gun, size out, and so is Matthias. Now that's Georgia in the white shirt on the left-hand side with her jack. Ace jack raises to 75. Rob in the black folds. Corey with pocket 3s in the yellow shirt. She makes the call. Luke calls. Phantom calls. Austin calls. 6 ways. Here's the flop. Queen 8-9. 2 spades on here. The jack 10 would be the nuts, but nobody has it. So Now we 7 on the turn.
81 over.
So Phantom's in the lead with his 10-9. Does not know it. Luke bets because he picked up a pair. Phantom called. Corey, Chris, everybody folds. 2 on the river. There's 2 people. There's Luke and there's Phantom. They check it down, and Phantom picks up pot number 3. Pot number 4.
No, and I've never, say it.
So Luke's going to be the dealer on this next hand. 25-25, so Sai's going to be the first to go. Sai's in the dress on the right-hand side. In seat number 10, you can see it right over there. That's Sai.
I instantly picked last week whoever was playing against the Lions, but he was like, the Lions are actually, and I was like, wait, I'm sorry, the Lions are good this year?
Cards are out. Hands are being dealt right now. Sai's got the 9-5. She's going to release that. At least I hope she does. That's Matthias on the left, George on the right. Both of them fold their cards.
Or just the 9 on the board with I got distracted with football talk. See, that was more useful than me, 75.
Ben makes the call with the Queen 6 suited. So does Corey. Chris makes the call with the 9-3. Luke makes the call with on the button with the 7-5 offsuit. 6 players right here. Let's see what the flop holds. Queen 6-6. Ben hits his trips. Brent hits a full house. I missed it. He's got a full house. Let's see what he does. He checks. And everybody checks. Oh, Ben does not check. That was a false fake out on the dealer part, but that's okay. Ben makes it 400. Unfortunately, I can't see anyone else able to make the call. He's just going to take the $950 pot down himself. Luke did make the call. Luke! Queen, 6-6. Ben had the whole caboodle right over there. And hand 5, shooting his way over to Ben. Here we go, guys. Hand number 6. We've got Phantoms in the lead at this point. Ben in second place. Those Luke and Chris are over 2,000. Everybody else is hovering around even. Corey's a little down. She lost that in the first hand. And here we go to the hand number 6. So Matthias is going to lead us off over here. He's got the ace-6, 25 to make the call. He does not play that. Probably a good choice. George is out as well. We're going to scoot on around. Rob's the king-5. That's not going to be good enough for him. Ben's got the queen-2. It's suited. He calls. Corey's out. Chris has got connected cards, so he stays in. Luke's got the 7-4 suited. And Phantom's out. That leaves 5 people as we take a look at the flop cam, and we see 398.
Oh, that was Nick?
I don't know who else is up, but I'm like,
Oh, I think it's maybe more accurate.
Check.
What'd you do? Don't say it yet.
Don't be sleeping. Sit up with your eyes open.
I had queen 6 this hand, though. I mean, I folded it. Just saying. When I looked
got
down, I was like,
They had their stage time. They didn't want to come back out.
am I big or I'm first?
All right, we're back. Ace 4 suited. Rob puts in a raise. Ben makes the call with the pair of fours. Chris has got a suited king. Unfortunately for Chris, if those diamond comes out, he's going to have a big problem. Luke has connected cards, makes the call. Phantom calls. Everybody else is out, so there's 5 people going to the flop. I bet we see diamonds because that happens every single time. Let's take a look at the flop cam. Nope, no diamonds. What do I know? Chris, the king 7, gets 2 pair, and Rob's got top pair, so let's see what goes on here.
There's 3 people on the list right now.
Rob bets 300 with his top pair.
No, you can get on the list.
Rob's probably rooting for a 4 unless he knew Ben had 2 of them. So he folds. Chris has got the 2 pairs. What's he going to do right here? He raises to 600. Luke's out. Phantom can't call it. Rob's got top pair, but Rob probably is going to realize his ace 4 is no good. Let's see what he does.
So, like, if I go out, then I would have to come for the second.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Matthias?
Rob's in the black shirt over there. I think he's thinking about getting rid of his cards. I think he's going to realize his 4 is no good. He's shuffling. You could hear his brain going, get rid of these cards. His part of him says keep them, but nope, he dumps his cards. Chris takes the pot with the 2 pair, 750 chips added to his stack that puts him in first place.
That's the first hand I've had.
It was a lot.
I had a pair of 9s that I wanted to list, I guess. I had a pair of 9s. That's what I had. It's the only other hand I've had.
Now it's normal.
Yeah.
Usually they try to split up. Yeah, it's not like that.
Now there is a small edit.
Yeah. Regardless, it's good. Playing case. Playing case.
So Rob's got pocket 4s. He's going to be first to go. It's 25-50 at this point. He makes the call. Ben calls with his ace. Chris with the queen 4 makes a call.
Getting rid of Tom Brady. He did something with the
That's Matthias figuring out what he's going to do. He calls as well. So does Georgia. The flop comes 7 ace 3.
They even get rid of them, like take them out. Check.
They won't say that.
Ben's in the lead with the only ace out there. Austin had pocket kings and didn't raise. That's what happens. That's how you end up against 6 people.
time he's playing football. So you do, if you have to wait until you're retired, you did retire.
So Austin goes ahead and bets 200. Everybody else is going to get out there, but Ben makes the call with the ace deuce. You can't think your ace deuce is good. It is, but you can't think that. And 10 comes on the turn.
Not lives for
Going back to Ben. Ben checks. That means Austin, seat number 9 in the black over there, he puts a check. That's good. Oh, no, I can't tell what he did. Ben checks, Austin checks, and Ben picks up 600 more chips. That's called not raising with pocket kings. To be candid, Ben probably would have called ace 2, but still, normal people probably wouldn't. It doesn't matter. Chris is in first place with 3,000 chips. Ben's in second with 2,700, and Phantom rounding out the top 3 with 2,300 chips. And number 9. So Rob is going to be under the gun on this. Sorry, Ben's going to be under the gun in this one. Ben's in the yellow.
Set is 3.
Is this?
Yeah. You would have had to have 2 queens on the board.
I don't know what else to do though. I'll get one. So Chris with his ace queen suited makes it 250. That means folds all the way around to might be to ever. Oh, Ben's going to call the ace 10. We all know. Look right there. Ben puts in the call. Dominated over there by the ace-queen suited. Chris has a 71% chance to win. They both hit their pairs, ace-queen versus ace-10. By the way, that's Chris right there on the left-hand side. Ben checks. Chris puts in a bet. I think it's 200, 250. Let's see what Ben does. Ben's going to have to make the call here. If he's going to call the first one, you got to call the second one. There's only 2 outs left for Ben. Those are the 2 tens. He's reaching in for the call. The river comes. A 6, no good. Chris will win the pot as long as he doesn't fold, which I don't see where he would. Ben checks. Chris makes the call. And Ben folds, which is a good fold. Good job, Ben. Chris makes 825 chips, puts it right on the stack. That's why Chris is right now 3rd place in the league. He's got 105 points. He's only only people ahead of him are Adam and Austin. So that's adding to his point total, mostly because he's in there with good cards. Oh, man, here we go. Chris taking a nice early lead. Unfortunately, you get points from winning at the end, not the early. I've done that too many times. All right, Corey's under the gun. She's the blonde girl on the right-hand side of the screen right over there. 9-2, doesn't play it. We're seeing rounds and rounds of folds over here because nobody has any cards. I guess the cards are at the bottom of the deck. Cy takes a raise to 300. Matthias, Georgia, Rob, all of them out of there. Ben might play it. Jack 10, he's going to. It's really interesting. An ace 9 looks like it's way ahead, but it's only a 58. It's only 3-2 favorite, so not the end of the world. Am I too loud? I might be too loud. Who knows? We got a king 4. Cy still in the lead. What was it? I have their monitors on. Oh, good. All right, here we go, guys. That's interesting. So Cy's going to take the pot down. There's not that much. Oh, there's 1,000 chips in the pot. Ben bets 500, Cy. What are you going to do? 500 to make the call. You're in first place. It looks like she folds her chips, and Ben bluffed his way into a $1,500 pot, and that's why Ben is in second place right now with 2,500 chips. So that's Chris on the left-hand side right there. He's going to be under the gun, first to go in hand, number 11. He's got the 10-3 suited. I don't think Chris is going to play suited cards just because they're suited, but we're going to find out in 1 second. Right here is 25-50. Chris, what are you going to do with the 10-3 suited? He looks. He thinks. He does make the call. Phantom calls with an ace. Cy calls with a king 9. Rob's got pocket kings. Rob's not going to be scared to bet here. Rob's going to put some money in the pot. Rob makes it 400. So let's see what these guys do with these crappy cards against the $400 bet. The 9-3s gets out. Chris is 10-3. He's out of there. Luke's gone. Phantom's got an ace. I think Phantom folds Cy, makes the call. Totally dominated. Rob's got a 91% chance to win this pot. King 9 queen. That's horrible for Cy. She's got 2 pair while Rob's got it crushed. So So we went from 90% to 99% towards Rob. Cy checks it. Rob's going to go throw some money in the pot. There's a 1,500 in the pot. Rob bets 550. Cy's got to make the call. The 3 of spades on there. The only thing that might save her is if a spade comes on the river. No, it won't because Rob goes all in. What are you going to do, Cy? This might be your last chance to see this view of Cy. She does go all in. She's going to get the bad news, and we're going to make the rest of this video PG. So there we go.
Yeah, board
He
pair.
still has it.
He has nine. You have nines full of kings.
So it didn't matter even if he got 9. That's so.
You could always get the replay of this on YouTube, on Twitch, and possibly on OnlyFans. So. That was a joke. There is no, yeah.
Just tell me when you're ready. That's crazy. I'll play last time. Hits next, right? No, James.
So Chris has got a humongous lead, 3,800 chips. Rob's in second place with 3,000 and Ben at 2,500.
Is there anything she could have gotten or she would have won?
They're like, is there anything she could have done? Yes, folded. King 9 could have been folded. That's what she could have done before the cards even came out.
Yeah, exactly. Nothing that could have came would have benefited her.
Because the 9 gives you the.
That's why I said when she put her hand backwards, I knew that she was drawing dead. I was thinking she was going to flip spades, and I was going to somehow lose.
Yeah, well, you would have won.
By the way, on the river, that said 99%. So there must have been some card out there that gave them a tie.
That's why 9 was gonna come. 9 was gonna come.
They're talking about could anything have come, and it didn't. The machine didn't check the box, so I don't know what it was, but oh no, could have been runner straight.
It's a wheel. 90% of the time, it's a high five. That's what he doesn't
What if
tell
I
you.
don't want that?
It was king, queen, 9. What was the turn?
Like a Kiwi hug, like.
It doesn't matter. All right, thank you, people. That's useless information we're going to be talking about right there.
We were chill like that.
Let's see what we got over here. Phantom's got a nice call. Luke calls with a connected cards. Phantom's got the ace 10 suited. Only makes the call. That lets everybody else jump in. James is going to jump in. Georgia 50 to make the call. I don't think she does. Georgia's going to go a little more conservative route. Now Rob with the ace jack, he may even take a raise over here. There's a lot of people in. He does. He puts it to 250. Chris with the king 9. A raised pot is not the time to come in with king 9. I hope they watch this as a replay because the king 9 is not where you want to jump in onto a raised pot. You want to play a king 9 without a raised pot, okay, but a 3-bet pot, king 9 is just going to get you in a lot of trouble and never win. We got a 7-2 queen. I don't think anyone has any of these cards. I can't see them at the moment. They don't. That means Rob's in the lead. Now we've got king, queen. King out there. Now, turns out when I said he had no chance to win, maybe I was a little wrong because that king is out there. The king 9 does take this. But you can see, if you turn back, it was extremely small shot. Of course, as soon as I say it's impossible, what comes in? The king 9.
In like 20 years, whether he's washed up.
Chris bets 300. Everybody else folds, and he does win $1,300.
Gambling debt. Gonna have to sell the kidneys.
It's probably at least gonna be.
900.
Whoa. 6 more. What? Is it a girl?
It's even scarier than I was trying to blow up the ace high flush.
A girl with face tattoos that owes money in poker is bigger.
I missed that last round. I thought they checked it down. But it did, Chris. Rob made 900, and Chris made the call with a king 9 and picked up 1,600 chips. That puts Chris more in first place. 5,400 chips. 25% of the money in the game right now is in front of Chris.
I don't know what I was thinking. Who won?
25. It's not a movie.
Who won? Did you have king 9? He king 9 won. He put him on. He bluffed for 9.
Dude, that's the same time or anything. Super misleading.
So 13 hands in. And it's clear that the announcer has no clue what's happening. All right, this time Austin's got ace-king suited and only makes the call. That lets James come in with the suited king. Matthias, George are out. Rob and Ben are out.
I was thinking too meta. Like I was thinking it was gonna look like I was trying to extract more.
Let's Chris come on in. He begged these people to enter the pot.
But for some reason, I was just like, I feel like.
Now Luke makes the raise with the king 3 off suit.
Yeah, I know.
Wants to call
Yeah, I know.
because he has the best chance.
But he's not gonna bet too hard.
He's trying to make it.
Yeah.
So Phantom in the dark glasses right over there does make the call.
Make it seem that's what he was trying to do, but I don't know. I just didn't feel like he had it.
They all call, and okay, what do I know?
Check with that. Bro, I put it out first, bro. That's how it works.
Whatever you say is binding.
Binding. This is a fucking legal obligation. This is the Hava.
You can bet the next time, but just don't say check.
You best believe I bet.
By the way, James is in seat number 10. Now, James right now, who jumped in just now in seat number 10 where Cy was sitting, has a flush draw. Phantom's actually in the lead. He does bet 100. Now, had Austin raised early, he probably could have got most of these guys out, taken down the pot. And it would definitely be better to win a small pot than lose a big one. 9 of clubs is on the river. That puts Chris solidly in first place, but he doesn't know that. He checks. Everybody else checks, including James. Oh, James is putting in a bet. He bets 300 into a $1,700 pot, which is an easy call for Chris. If he wants to Chris out, he had to make it much, much bigger than that. $2,000 going over to the Phantom.
Why didn't you just check it through? For what? Then bet more.
Just start it.
Yeah. Now I was waiting for a flush.
So I think there was a mistake in the cards because it looked like that was Chris that won that.
I'm trying to do it before she screams at me. Literally like 3 minutes in.
You know what's coming if you don't.
I'm not quite sure what just happened there. It said Phantom, but it also said Chris. All right, Austin's got the King 8 suited. The blinds are 5,100. Austin goes ahead. He makes the call. James makes the call. James likes to make those calls. Matthias is, of course, 9-3 is no good for him. Georgia plays strong hands, so she's in. She's got it. She's got a Queen 10. Rob's out. Ben folds the Jack 10. That's a little surprising to me because he seems to be a caller, but maybe not. He does read Jack 10. It's only a Jack high. Corey's out. And Luke with King Jack raises to 200. James and Georgia make the call. We're going 3 ways. Let's take a look what goes down. Ace, Queen, 6. Nobody has an ace. But Georgia's got the Queen 10, so she's actually doing much better than it looks like. So we're on Luke. Luke's in the blue right over there. He checks. No, he bets 125 with the gut shot to the straight. James folds. Georgia with the Queen 10. She's in the Pittsburgh Steelers jersey.
On purpose.
Folds. And Luke, with the bluff, takes it down, wins 825 chips.
I know. I should have bet so much more with my worst nothing.
Hey, it was a great night. It said play to an extent. I played to an extent. I'm using it.
How many charts do you have? Do you have all the charts for every hand?
It's just for every hand.
For imposition, out of no, it's
It
just
tells me exactly what I need.
Bro's using
I just have chat GPT up and I'm just texting whenever he does that.
during the catch.
What are you talking about?
You literally did that.
When did I do that?
Is that Corey in the background saying she's chat GPTing the hands to see how to play them? That's great. Matthias got a queen 10, king queen. He raises to 300. Georgia folds her jack 10. Rob's out. Ben is out as well.
I'm just saying that one hit, I looked down because I looked at my cards, but I didn't know if they actually.
If they would have stopped.
Chris has an ace and he folds it. Luke's out with his suited 4. Austin's got an ace queen suited, only makes the call. He's got Matthias dominated. Let's see what comes. 5-7-2, no help to either of them. But my hunch is Matthias is going to be more aggressive than Austin. They both might check it though.
He just asked me for change.
I was kidding though, but I'll
Luke did not fold his 4-2. Luke is in with the highest hand.
You asked for change, I gave you change.
Ah, the king comes. That makes Matthias
Saw you flashing.
take the lead. The jack comes out as well. Matthias bets 200. What's Luke going to do? 200 to make the call. Luke folds, and Matthias wins a $1,500 pot right here. Hava, free poker every Sunday night. Hava, Stewart, Florida. You can come on out and play for free. Win a bar tab. Win bragging rights. Taunt your friends.
say it slow. Say it slow and replace a couple of letters.
He's like, man, this guy has no idea who I am. He's like, I finally made it in life.
You're a big blind, James.
For how much?
TS, you want to play this in or no?
3,000.
Did you change pipe?
It's 3,000.
We're 16 hands in. We're only one player down. Matthias got pocket tens under the gun. He's going to go first. It's 5,100 on the blinds, but he's going ahead raising it. He'll probably put it to 300. Let's see where he gets to. He does. Georgia with the king jack. She folds the king jack to an early position raise. Probably the right move. In this case, she'd be 50-50, but she didn't know that. So far, everyone's dropping out. Chris has said it's suited 8. Not known to fold, but he does in this situation. We've got Luke with an ace. Does make the call.
I'll take the answer.
There were 5 people.
Austin and James are out. Austin with a 7-6 suited folds.
Couple. The couple.
James is pocket 4s and he's out. Queen, queen, 10. Matthias flops a boat. Let's see if he can get paid on this.
You're from Fort Pierce. They're from Fort Pierce.
So that's Luke in the second seat in the black over there. Matthias goes ahead. He makes it.
Is that not coming?
Flip him.
Did you
I don't know, but he won $450 in that.
lost to this, Chris?
He increases his stack by $450 with that $1,200 pot right there,
Fast last week, but the week before last week.
and puts him in second place.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You're right. What day is it?
Getting better, but not enough to like.
No, you're first. No, is it 2 days? Tuesday. Yeah,
It is Tuesday?
I got bad hearing.
I'm not going. You got bad hearing? I'm going to tell you, I got worse.
All right, so over there we got Rob with a 10-7.
Yeah.
Let me get this chip stack out of the way here. Ben makes the call with the queen 5 suited. Everybody else seems to fold. Phantom does call the king deuce,
Lions win at the last 2 minutes.
but James calls with the king 3. They probably shared notes or something. Matthias is all in for free anyways, is in for 10-2 for free. And a king 4-2 comes out. So that's interesting. So both James and Phantom have a king. James bets 200 over here. Ben makes the call. Phantom makes the call. An ace coming on the turns, not good for either of them. Jack on the river ties it for both Phantom and James.
There's no 10 on the board, so it's gonna be good.
That's James on the right over there. Phantom up to him. He checks. James shows their cards. They split $200. They split $1,000. They each make $200 on that exchange.
No. Okay. There's only 5. You only have 5 cards. So
I know how it plays. Thank you. Appreciate it, bro.
There's some free poker instruction going on over there.
it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad.
What? That hand?
Do they have the same suits? No. Okay. Yeah, it's really bad.
Actually, the king 2 wins because I liked it.
Really?
That was a goose.
If I deal, I'm just gonna give it to whoever.
Have pocket aces suited.
Hand didn't win, but I wanted to.
So Rob's got the queen jack off. He makes the call.
Really? Nice, Luke. What is it?
I'm gonna take you.
I'll just call. Hearing that doesn't sound weird to me.
Luke makes the call with the ace. Matthias folds the jack 10 suited. Something's not making sense to me.
Barry? How many different things are gonna put on this?
How about they make it limited edition?
This smells fire.
Ace, king, jack out there. All clubs.
Ice babes for like after one is probably not.
It smells like a
Luke's got the top pair. Georgia has the only club out there, but she folds it. Rob needs a queen, jack, or 10.
Tastes like, you know the Airhead Extremes? I've had them before. Yeah, it smells like an Airhead Extreme. Like the rainbow candies. It tastes like
He's asking you if it's good.
But Rob folds and Luke takes down that pot.
I'm like, you left me a
Is there trash over there?
There's a trash right there. It's in your pocket.
I was like, I can't call it.
Keep it.
Is there a reason this is sitting behind you?
Be behind the whole time.
Is there a reason that you're sitting down right now?
We have the same first, last name initial.
Hey, keep going. Keep going. Yeah, landing.
Matt loves going there with the cards.
It's Grace Wet season. You don't want me to say that.
That is great sweat season.
Ben first. 100 to call.
Ultimate. Oh, these are the ultimate poker chips. I get it now.
There.
So where's the other chips?
The other two what?
Other chips. Shut up.
They over
They
there.
ate them.
I'm a commentator on the court.
My free chip better not be.
Oh my gosh. Fancy call. Or James made it 200.
They sat in our garage for 3
I was just wondering.
200 Rob? Well, I mean, every once in a while I do this. I'm gonna be putting these away at night, so people, yeah. This is like when me or Austin are here dealing, or for Sunday.
Yeah, exactly. You should leave the other ones out for the
Yeah, they're all in that thing.
risky.
Well, this is interesting over here.
Like 3 different sets.
How much you want to bring? What if I say 2K? You guys call that?
So we got Chris over here with the jack 10. King 8 with James has got a 2 pair. He's going to take the lead. He bets 250. Everybody else folds. I think. Oh, Chris did make the call, but it's no good. James is going to go all in. Chris, what are you going to do, Chris? You're going to call. It's 700. It's not that much, but
I saw.
he makes the call, and and James takes down the pot. James just won $3,000 pot. He does that, puts him at 3,000. Let's take a look at the standings. Chris is still in first place. Matthias and James are basically tied at 3,000. Everybody else just floating behind.
Some things out. And at play,
So Corey's going under the gun here. It's still 5,100. It's 20 hands in. We got Chris taking an early lead. Corey's got pocket nines. Let's see if she raises this. I see her reaching for some chips. Everything's going a little slow right now. She shoves. She goes all in for 1,400. That's a pretty big matzo ball there to eat. I don't know what's going to happen over here. I can't see anyone calling unless they've got her killed. Phantom got pocket sixes. Pocket sixes, you want to call that, but that's 1,400 is just too much for any of them here. Corey just shot the wad on that one and takes down 150 chips. I guess she didn't want to face a flop Turner River, although pocket sixes would have been nice there for the call. These are the VPIP numbers. These are the, it's called voluntary put in pot. And what that means is these are the percentage of times people put money into the pot when they're not forced to by the blinds. Luke is the most aggressive in this at 75%. Or maybe it's not aggression. It's the most active in this. Chris is also in 60% of the time. So Luke goes ahead and raises his ace-jack. Phantom Austin out. James folds his pocket twos. And while that's the right move, that he doesn't always do that. Ben's got the king-jack suited, does make the call. And Corey calls the king-5. Ouch, Corey. So we got the queen 5-6 to put Corey in the lead, but Ben with the flush draw. So he goes ahead and makes the bet at 700. The problem with the king 5 is when your 5 is actually good, which it is here, you don't know it. So you can see her touching her chips. She does make the call. If you're going to call with bottom pair, what are you going to do when the next card comes? Clearly, it's going to be higher. It is. It's the 9. Your 5 is still good, but again, she doesn't know that. Ben is on the left in the yellow. Corey's on the right in the yellow. Ben bets another 700. What are you going to do now, Corey? It's going to be all in to make the call. You went this far. I think it's time to put the money in, which is easy when I actually know what the cards are. But still, what are you going to do? Corey, you just put almost all your money in a $3,000 chip. You could have been in first place. She folds it, and Ben bluffs his way into a $3,300 pot.
I did ads for shit. I didn't even just like take into something. I get an ad for it.
These graphics are moving kind of slow right now. I wonder what's going on. Maybe we need to do the old restart, but
I can't even say that word, dude. I'll get in trouble.
So Luke makes the call with the 9-8, and Phantom calls the king-queen.
I think some of it has to do with their,
Is that allowed at card house? I mean, I guess at card house it's different. I can't use a fucking pre-flop card.
no.
Every time we talk, you guys hand that metal thing to the new people.
Yeah, but he's talking about
He's not new.
That's a hand.
He's
No,
just
he
bad.
shouldn't have showed him that.
Okay, so he's doing that. What if he starts using AI? Where do we draw the line? Where is the line?
How do
They
you know I'm
allowed
not
it in
wearing camera glasses?
Definitely not.
Corey calls the 7-6. And Chris checks the queen 10. So Corey flops 2 pair, but unfortunately for her, Luke, she gets the straight. Corey moves all in. So does Luke. Everybody else is going to have to fold, and she's going to find out the bad news that she has a 7% chance to win. She's going to need one of the 7s or 6s. Unfortunately, there's only one out left in the deck for Corey, and that's the 6 of hearts. So she's going to have to one out or this, or she's going to be hitting the sidelines. Now, Chris, it's only 263 for him to call. He's far in first place, so he might make the call. He still has no chance to win. A 5 comes on the turn. And Corey is eliminated from the tournament with the deuce on the river. Luke takes this pot down.
The least you could have done is give me a high five. I'm scared.
Yeah, but you get to be on the side.
Corey, now you get the best part. You can watch.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna go laugh at all of you guys on the street.
No.
Bad fold, dumb fold.
I don't think I'm gonna let Yoshi on the screen, but I don't want to. I was gonna say if we didn't lose anyone in that hand, I was thinking about just starting a second table, but not to let two people.
Corey, welcome to the backstage. Jose. You know that the hand before we did the king 5? You were ahead.
It wasn't at the end when the jack came out though.
James.
No, because he had a jack.
On the one, the hand, when he had king jack suited? Oh, did he showed the river?
Yeah, he ended up playing after he was way
No.
I was ahead.
You were ahead.
Yeah. It's unfortunate.
Come hang. Go chair.
Are we gonna do a second game?
That's verbal.
And KC locked that.
No, it's on the
Forget
chart.
nothing but lock KC.
You know what's crazy? Bro wants to ban me for using the chart. What if I memorized it, Makani? Then what?
Then you
That's
could
what
play
you're
with
supposed to do, James.
I just found it.
That's exactly what you're supposed to do. You're actually supposed to memorize it.
Love Mahomes.
Fucking Tazo set it up
They're
for me.
just
I
getting
forgot.
lucky.
I'm actually visualizing that.
The block field to win it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm visualizing.
No. This is recorded.
That's why I say.
So we got 2 people in right over here. Chris is in the lead in the game, but Luke is in the lead in the hand. Luke bets 200. He's got nothing out there, but Chris, 200 to make the call. He's got the straight draws. He doesn't. He folds. And that little pot goes to Luke.
The first one was good. The second one was kind of.
I had a gut shot straight to
No, it's like
Let's take a look right now at the standings. We got Chris in first place, but his lead is dwindling. Ben and Matthias, James, all at about 3,000. Everybody else way, way, way behind.
no, that was Spider-Man.
I must have done like 13 instead of 25 somewhere or something, because 25 is what I'm at.
So Austin is under the gun right over there in the black shirt on the left. He's got a queen 9. He gets rid of it. So does James. Matthias right there on the left looks at pocket jacks. Let's see what he does. He jams
I'm so sorry. He moved. I saw movement.
for 3,000 chips. Man, these people, they see a pair and they go up. Let's jam. No one else can even make a call. Rob fold the king queen. And Matthias wins 300 chips. And look at that face. He's proud of it too.
Not talking about that. It's supposed to be not running. It's not? Yes. Leave it as
It's a bump. Talking about King K.
double board PLO. Yeah.
So James is an ace deuce, 200 to make the call. We'll get rid of this stack picture. Everything's going slow. Boom. Okay.
You gotta play it in the blue, bro.
We got folds going everywhere because no one has a card. Where are the good cards? Everybody folds but Ben with his 6-4 suited.
Free info.
James bets 200 with the top pair of an ace. He's the only one with an ace out there, so 5 other people with nothing. Now Luke also has an ace deuce, so Ben had the flush draw. He missed. Luke and James are both tied, but James made the bet. Let's see what Luke's going to do. It wasn't too big, so Luke's probably going to make the call. Ben makes the call with the pair of sixes. Luke folds the ace deuce, so James wins with the ace deuce. 3,100. That's Luke, the second one in the black, realizing he could have tied. Let's go back to James over here, who's going under the gun in the sunglasses.
No, I believe Mid already got that.
See these pre-flop raise percentages? 16. That's the highest. None of them are raising. So it's 100, 200 of the blinds. Ben's got the king jack suited, just makes the call. Mitt's in there now. Now that Mitt's in the game, we're going to see some action. He's not going to pull any punches. He's going for the gusto. He makes the call, so does Chris. Luke with the 3-2 suited also makes the call. Phantom's not going to be left out, so he makes the call. And Austin jams with his 10s. Ben makes the call. Mitt folds. Luke folds, so the only one left is Ben. So it's pocket tens versus queen jack. We got 3-5-3. No help to Ben. Ben needs a king or a jack. He picks up a 10. He's drawn dead in Austin. Doubles up, picks up a pot of 2,350 chips.
I tried. He won't take it.
Except for James. Yeah, James is the only one who didn't.
He won't take. I've been trying to
I
get
already
it.
offered him a lap dance and a kiss like everybody else is going to get after this. So.
If he was
That's well, you get 2. That's just for you.
Color and hopes of people tipping him.
yeah, wait. You guys can tip me. Tip me. Tip me, and I'll tip off of that.
Queen 10 suited for Georgia. That's probably playable for her. It's 200 to make the call. She's under the gun, but she does do it.
That's like the best one.
Blue's the best. Blue, just red, then yellow, right? Blue, green, yellow, red.
She's going to come in for a raise. She makes it 400. Rob with the king jack suited. That's the yellow. He's in the black over there. Also makes the call. Ben with pocket eights makes the call.
Did he finally do a good job?
Looking over here like the Lions.
No, it's just prettier than everything else I've seen.
James folds, and so does Matthias. Oh, I lied. Matthias makes the call with the 10-9. We're going to go 4 ways. Let's see what this flop. The king, queen, 4, and a 3. That lets Georgia, puts her in first place with that queen.
Good idea. You didn't have many more.
Alright, I'm gonna sit in the room.
Which one?
She goes all in. Ben's going to have to 1,000 to make the call. He folds. Matthias is out, and Georgia wins the pot.
James. You work at Island? You're a fan? You're a big fan?
No, I don't go there. No? I'm a fan of all top.
So James is in the lead at this point with almost 5,000 chips. Chris is dropping down to second place. Matthias just under 3,000 chips. Georgia and Austin are in the 2,000s, and everybody else is just has between 1 and 2,000 chips. Jack 9 going on to Rob. He's out of there with that card, with that holding.
I'm on vacation.
Ben likes his suited king. The mic, please. Computer mic. Can you grab them here? Phantom Pocket Kings only makes the call. There are no kings left in the deck, but he doesn't know that. Matthias raises his 600. Pocket Kings is an easy raise right there. But let's see what goes on over here. George is out with her ace 7. Ben makes the call with his king 7 suited. Chris reluctantly folds his cards. Luke's got a queen 9. He sees a face card. He's making the call. Now let's see if Phantom could jam over here. This is the time to do it. He could have got all these guys out. Tons of dead money in the pot, but he doesn't. He's going 4 ways to the flop. 4, 3, 6, no help to any of them. Phantom's still in a humongous lead. Chris might think he's in a lead because he's got the 6-5. He's got the straight draw top pair. Oh, Chris folded. That's right. It doesn't matter. Phantom, Matthias calls his 200. Is that what's going on here? It's all janky.
You're in for 200 in a pot that's well over 18.
I think we can restart it.
More than 18.
All right, the turn's another 4. That might scare Phantom, but these guys got Ben's hoping for the gut shot 5, and Matthias is hoping for something. Phantom, you got to make the bet right here. Let's see what he does. He reaches for some chips. He makes the smallest possible bet he can of 200. Are they going to break before or after everybody gets in? Are they going to raise the pot after? I thought we were going to hold it at 1-2 until everyone's in. Because that's kind of the rules. You can't just change the rules and everything. Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy that somebody folded that.
So I see the note by Pierce. It says stream about 4 FPS. Check the bit rate. Unfortunately, I'm not the bit rate checker guy, so I do appreciate the concept. Ellie's going to find the bit rate button. No, Ellie's going to find someone who doesn't know how to use the bit rate button. There you go. These chip counts keep staying up too long. Goodbye, stack count. All right. 29 hands in. It's a little painful. 100, 200 of the blinds. We've got Georgia in. Rob's in. 6, 4, 8 is the flop. So Rob with the heart draw is actually in the lead, although Georgia has the highest hand at the current moment. Rob goes all in. Chris, the 6-9, reaching for chips but makes the fold. Luke's got the gut shot and he folds. What is this? And Georgia folds the top pair. Rob takes the pot down.
Waiting 20 minutes, like we've had an extra blind that started here, you know what I mean? Yeah. So, why are there no fine. I'm not running the timer right now because I still have 4 people that need to get in the game.
Okay, guys, come on. It's okay. You might be close.
Everybody's been getting too good.
Oh, it's my. You're big. See what I'm saying?
So what's going to happen right now is the blinds are 100, 200. We're going to hold this. We have 4 more people coming in. As soon as those people make it in, we will we'll take a break, and then we'll run the blinds. So anyways, we're in 30 hands in. Chris has got the ace-deuce suited. He makes the call. We got a round of folds to pretty much everyone. And let's see. I think Chris takes the pot down unless someone jumps in and I didn't see it. Oh, Georgia with the pocket kings raises to 600. Rob with the ace queen offsuit, 500 to make the call. It's his wife. Let's see if he does it. Maybe that's a secret. I don't know. Rob jams over the top, bends out. Chris can't make this call, but let's see if he does or not. Get this chip stack out the way. He doesn't. Georgia, pocket kings, knows she has to make the call. It's an easy call for her. She's taking her time, but she tosses in the chips. Ace, queen, first pocket kings.
Why do you hate me?
267, no help to Rob. Rob's going to need an ace or a queen. An ace! He gets it on the turn. He makes his wife hit the bricks lady. Too bad. No good. Rob wins. Georgia dropped down to 650 chips. Do you want to do it? Here, you can-
Not only do you hate me. I was talking about my client.
So blinds are still 100, 200. We got Chris called with the queen 5 suited. Austin folds his jack 10.
Your last hand made you sticky.
No, the tea. I was pouring a growler and it got on my hand.
Georgia and Rob are out.
You're not allowed to do that.
I like the sailor shirt.
One caller.
I was like, I thought
You're not allowed to dress water.
no way we
But I need it.
One glass a day.
I do that.
That's it.
It's one huge.
We're doing some secret computer work here in the back, so I can't see what's happening. So you guys are going to have to commentate on your own for a moment. Stuff's happening here, and other stuff's happening here.
Two diamonds.
There was someone come. Good game. I lost when it happened.
And Ben's out of the tournament. I missed what happened there, but Ben is gone. We got another one. Ellie's coming and joining. That means that we are moving along right here.
But I had open-ended straight opportunities, any spade,
Get-
any pair.
You, is Robin still on play? Okay, you're next, and then Robin, I don't know where you came from. That's over here. Got it. You guys are in the next two, and now you're third. Sorry. 500, I would have won my third now. Maybe like 100.
They have it on the screen.
All right, 32 hands in. Here we go, guys. All right, I don't know what we did, but I'm not even sure we know what we did, but it does seem to be working. As you can see, the numbers are moving faster. Phantom, King, Queen doesn't make the raise. He simply calls. So does James. Rob is Jack 7 suited. Hearts come, and Rob's going to be hard-pressed to stay in this hand and in this game. Ellie makes the call. It's her first hand. She's got the ace 3. Here we go, guys. The flop's going to come out right here. Mitt with the ace 8 jams. Phantom's got the king queen suited. 1,400 to make the call. He does. Rob's going to have to get out of this pot. Ellie's going to fold as well. Mitt is going to go one-on-one with the Phantom as a 48% to 52. It's basically a coin flip. Let's see what happens right here. Ace 8 versus King Queen. By the way, good move. Mitt dumped half the pot. He could double up at a 50-50 chance as opposed to have a slim to no chance. King 6-3. Phantom takes the early lead. He's got 2 outs, Mitt. Can he do it? Let's find out right here. A 10, also no help. He just needs those 2 outs. There's only 2 ways he could do it. Is pick up an ace right here. He missed it. Second pair going to Phantom, and Mitt is immediately eliminated from the tournament. And Joe and Rob are going to jump on in. You like this? Yeah. So if you go on YouTube, you can pull us up and you can watch how you did.
Yeah, you gotta keep like 9.
Right.
You can watch it. You know.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because we can see past.
Yeah, but you can also see tonight.
I know how it is.
I mean, look
So I
at
don't need a reset.
same thing happened.
Well, I meant like you could see how you played versus what actually was happening.
Right. That's cool. It's like World Series. It's like watching World Series.
I don't know which one's which.
Pretty cool. What's the YouTube channel?
Hava free poker.
Bernie?
Hava free poker.
Bernie's green.
That's great.
James, why can't you just $5?
I would, but I'm not doing that.
Every night.
No, Sunday nights.
So you just do the live stuff.
Yeah,
Just on TV.
because we do it. We do the free contract. We play. They play 5. I'm not going to put posted money games. All right, 32 hands in. Here we go, guys. We've got James the Queen 9. He makes the call. Rob's got pocket queens. You can see him right there. It's time for Rob to make a move. He actually has the second most chips, I believe, second or third. Let's take a look real quick. Rob is in 4th place at the moment. He raises to 700. Robin, it's her first hand right there, seat 5. She folds. Chris with the 8-4. He's no good. Luke has already folded his cards. James is folded, and Rob wins the pot right there. Pocket queens takes down another one.
Should have played it.
Well, why? I'm not that dumb. Yeah, that's why. No, if one of the person called it, I would have done it. I need some sort of profit.
Who is that next to James? I can't quite tell.
He had queen. I had queen 9. Fold.
So Phantom's in first place with 6,000. James and Chris, Rob all have 4,000. Austin, Matthias, and Robin at 2,000. Ellie, Georgia, and Luke need some help. Austin's got the king queen suited. He's going to have to make a move one of these times, but he simply calls.
Damn, what did you win when I was gone, bro? A really good hand?
Chris makes the call with the ace. Luke's got pocket 10s. What's he going to do here?
Dude, everyone's talking about that. Everyone.
He calls. He doesn't raise. That lets everybody in to the pot. That lets the ace-4 come on in and take the win on this. Austin's got second pair, but Chris has a crappy ace. If he'd have raised, he could have got him out. All in. He puts Luke all in. He only had 176 chips left. He should have jammed on that, but he didn't. And because he didn't, he's going to lose this pot unless a 10 comes. Austin's got second pair. A 6 comes on the turn, no help to Austin or Luke.
Yeah, why do you want to know?
Chris bets again.
If you use code James.
500, Austin. 500 to make the call. If he raised pre-flop, he might have been able to get him out, but he didn't. There's 2 outs left for Chris. For Luke, let's see what happens right here on the river. It's a
And if I had to bet money, one of the main coins of
5, which is no good. Luke is now eliminated, and now we are moseying down. Joe jumps in. I think that's going to be the break.
I know.
Well, that's why it's not in the blue.
I'm only on one.
Should have checked the color, bro. Favorite color.
Yeah, but then again, I only had ace-4, so if you had like...
Span on 100. Austin 2 and SSC with good luck.
Red till you're dead, am I right?
Thank you.
Will literally anybody trade me some greens for hundreds? I know chip up is like...
You just gotta set up the first hand.
Do you play for the Stewart Straw Hats?
building some money.
No.
I'd have fucking yacht.
That would have been cool.
her head's cut off. I was like, who is that? I had to come out and see who it was.
Oh, in the
The
video?
video,
It's just
Yes,
her knee,
really?
right?
It is?
I told you.
I mean, I can stare at her legs. You
I
can't
was
see
trying
it.
to tell her. She didn't believe me.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Thank goodness.
We can angle the camera up.
No. No.
Smile, smile
No.
pretty.
You want me to, Eric? You want me
Just for our friends at home. No.
You want me to angle it up?
No, I just didn't know who it was. I was like, who is that?
Robin folds, Chris folds, Phil folds. Thank you.
You don't even have to really get. Check it out.
650.
If you just put most of your money in USDC on Coinbase, use that as your bank. Who is this?
Georgia's only for 650.
It's 10 times.
Georgia finally made a move. She's all in with the king 9. James has got a call. He could call with the ace 9. He would have her dominated, but see what he does. James makes the call.
Dead man's hands. What is this? Jack Sparrow?
She's going to need a king or running cards for a straight.
Put a 3 in the board. Put a 3 in the board. Call the game.
A 5. She's going to need the king. There's only 2 of them left. The turn, and Georgia hits the rails unless it is, and it's not. And she's eliminated. James takes out another one.
That's the one where you like question should I play this for a second and then you think about it.
I hate to say this, but she is way unlucky. She never gets the break.
Oh, you're not on the list already? I don't know.
Nick, you're playing the second game.
You wait. I don't know if anyone else get in this game. Is there only like a number? Yeah, I don't think.
Nobody else in this game?
No,
So
you're
the
not on
last
the list.
person that was on the list in this game before chip up is in now. So Yosh, I'm gonna start the timer, and when somebody gets out, I'll still let you in because you're the only other person who asked me before this point. But I'm gonna do chip up now.
What if I ask him
So
now?
we're gonna take about a 15-minute break.
Wait, we can't have people jumping in on
I
it.
appreciate it.
That was a disaster last week.
What if your girlfriend wants to come? You gonna say
I
no?
would say no to her. I would straight up say no. You
That's
can't.
why I just said that Yosh is the last person to get.
You would say no.
No, of course.
She would allow that?
Been dating her for a year. I can say no.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to make a note right here. Break
Fancy restaurant?
10 min.
We're on stream,
Then
bro.
why are
She's
you
bossy.
dating her, dude?
I mean, I
You
don't
need
know.
to step up, dude.
I'm going to turn the sound up so you can hear them talking at the table, but not me. So, guys, have a good one. We'll be back in just a few minutes there for half number 2, game number 1.
I said thank you everyone for tipping me except for James.
You're so lucky I'm in.
You know what a prenup is?
We're not talking about this on live stream. This will be used
Guys,
against
squeeze.
I can't get the stream ban.
No, you got tip that.
Can't get the stream ban, man.
My chip. It's trapped. Here, don't
Even though it's not my stream, I still feel bad.
After this, as soon as everyone's out, there's no one coming in. Maybe 20 minutes. It's okay. Did you really just punch the closer?
Ask Ellie what she wants me to do.
You should always play her. It always comes. If you only have 2 outs, if you play Georgia, you get
9-8. If you want to just
It's
take me
like
back for this one.
75% of the time you can get 2 outs.
Don't kick me when I'm down, Eric. Damn.
I mean, lunchtime time, I don't care. James,
Yo,
you want anything from Wawa?
which ball were you going to?
Don't buy him anything.
Which one are you going to?
I'm not going to tell you that.
I went to the wrong one, apparently.
I know. I went to my team.
Why that one? Surprise.
Do you care if instead of that,
Space.
like, do you get a player for me?
Dude, I'm freaking out. I wasn't.
Surprise.
Surprise? Alright, bubble gum this.
Space. Space bubble gum.
You can sell me or cash at me or something. They kill slices.
Wait, is he getting you alcohol?
If that's the only thing you want to do, that's fine. But no, you're good.
I felt like withhold. Right.
I have literally everything that you can have any.
And then it got to time. And that was the only thing I was worried about. When it got to the line,
Did you reimburse you, sir?
3 times.
Mac, can you was that reimbursed?
I don't even know.
So going north, it's,
Doesn't look like it.
Yep, we definitely got chips. We're the
okay, we're towards the, where the hot dog place is.
We went to a Japanese hibachi steakhouse for birthday.
McDonald's does not count, bro.
She'd never had sake before, so I got her a bottle. Yeah.
The whole bar?
Have you
bottles
taken
aren't
her
big.
to Cheesecake Factory?
Take her to Melting Pot. That's gonna be like a girl. Yeah.
I'd rather go to Oak and Ember in downtown Stewart than the Cheesecake Factory.
You wanna support that guy?
You like?
Kyle?
I don't know who owns it.
Kyle.
Kyle owns it.
Yeah,
Oak and
Kyle
Ember.
G.
The one who owns it.
No, Kyle G. You never been to Kyle G's, the restaurant on the island? The steakhouse?
Oh yeah, the one that's way too expensive to eat at and the food isn't worth it.
Yeah, I used to work there.
I've been there
If
once.
you're not a server, you don't get paid shit.
I've been there once and it was way too expensive and I wasn't impressed. It was my brother's birthday, so my
Hey,
mom.
when?
It would have been in June. I think it was last year, the year before.
I was there.
Wait, so y'all been dating a year and you don't think you're gonna marry her?
I don't know.
Do you love her?
Yeah, of course. I wouldn't be with her if I
Do you have
didn't.
love for her? Or do you love her?
I love her. But I mean, there's no way.
Like, how fast would
There's
you
no
move
way.
on if she died?
There's more to marrying. There's more to marrying.
How
than-
fast would you move on if she died? Like 6 months?
How can I know?
6 months?
I don't know.
He's a military man.
Look,
He's used to that.
if she dies, I would have to go through the process. I don't know when it's going to end. You don't have a set date.
But, like, what do you think?
You can't know.
Estimate.
You can't know.
In general, yes. I just like had
Yeah, it's
10
either like a
people
lifetime or
I've
6
never,
months.
I've never been dating someone who died while I was dating them, so I don't know what the process would have been like.
But in 90% of circumstances, yes.
Actually,
It would be
I didn't tell you?
a new frontier. It would
no,
be
but you
novel.
weren't dating her, you were just fucking with her. There's a big difference.
I can't estimate
You didn't
the
have love for her.
duration of novel emotional experiences for me.
blank spots that are there.
I haven't been there before, so I can't even give you an accurate estimate.
What if it was me?
So, like, say,
Me? I'd move on in a day.
we have 6
If I die?
Okay.
I will ask him for you because
I would honor you. I would buy a statue and install it here.
And then forget about me the next day.
Well, how could you forget? You got a stamp every time I
Like, where are you gonna put the statue?
no, I didn't. But
Fuck no.
whatever that thing
If
is.
you put it inside here, I'm out.
You can't stop me.
I'm dying before the
You
statue
can't
comes.
stop me. You'll be dead.
To my foot?
There's nothing you can do to stop me.
yeah, no, I don't know.
I'll make the statue have a very, very, very tiny bulge in the pant area.
Dude, what color pants?
It's gonna be erect and it's gonna be pointing out like this.
I tried telling her, it's tiny. She doesn't believe me.
And then I'm gonna hang something on the little protrusion.
because we only have like 6 players.
I mean, what are you gonna hang? It's so small.
We could do something different every week.
I want Piers to come in here and give it a hug
And
every
your
time.
facial expression would be austere, like Augustus Caesar, you know, just a conquering hero.
This one?
Oh yeah, yeah. That's what your statue would look like.
That one?
I would model the statue
Is that
after
his first name?
What? Well, there's Augustus and Octavian, and then there's Julius.
Oh, yeah.
But every emperor said they were Caesar after Caesar. Caesar became a title after Julius Caesar.
That's why Caesar salads are
Well, even look at the ruler of Russia. He was the Tsar with the Russian defined version of the word Caesar. Caesar was so great that his name became synonymous with great rule. Probably like kind of he was democratically elected.
Does that when he comes back? Oh, yeah, he does that when everybody comes back.
Charlemagne titled himself as Caesar.
Doesn't matter what you buy.
So they went like 3rd and 8 or something
Not
like
the
that.
thing.
And he was on the line.
I use this Canva app. Do you know what that is?
Give it to him because his team was down and he didn't actually like
It helps me make all of my social media posts.
for us.
So they have this thing that reads AI in there, and all I have to do is like tell it what I want. Like today I did. Let me find out what I used.
That's good. I'm glad they won. My team won 2-10.
So that one in the middle. You just tell it. I said beach sign that says Steelers game at 1 p.m. and call me crazy. And it made it. I was like, what the hell? So I've been using that for a lot of.
This, my son has shown me this app. Poker. I sent some pics to Ron. You tell it, you want to rig it, you want to tell it. Which was no challenge, like the first 5 are locked. I was like, the next 4 you can add like if you want to like sure like sooner.
We were at lunch and Higgins got the touchdown.
Paid for it.
He said, who was that? I was like,
this other thing came up, and it says the Sunu, S-U-N-U, is a free app that works with Sunu Band, a smart band that helps people with low vision or blindness navigate for surroundings. That's why I'm like, wait, what? But then it's S-U-N-U, the one down below is the one you're talking about.
Let it go early.
Musical inspiration. I have to show that to Joe. Because he writes songs.
I was like, oh my god.
Two songs together.
But you gotta be very, like, he knows the program. You have to, like, put certain words and different things if you want it, like, to really be specific. But it does do, like, I did something, it's like, oh wow, coming for a week.
Yeah.
Y'all are in, like, even if it's not exactly what
I get
you
amazed.
want.
Yeah. That's like this. So I'll show you, speaking of that. That's what I was trying to find one that worked. So, that was the one that was not good. So this, even though, this is just one example, look how Steelers is spelled. I didn't spell it that way.
Oh yeah.
So it'll have some wacky stuff.
Why is there like 100 things?
I don't know where they came from.
Seems like a random side quest. That's not set right at all.
Here is one that's all messed up. I didn't put it that way. It makes things, so you have to kind of get. I almost want to do it and people be like, wait, what? Why are their signs always messed up?
It doesn't matter.
This one says Kavia, K-A-V-I-A. I don't know, but then it's Kava Me Night, movie night, buy one get one free. It messes, but there's always a good one in there. Like I just now.
It doesn't say everything's free.
Right.
Show up by 10.
Yes.
Free drinks all night.
Yeah. So I just put in one for Veterans Day because I really like it. It makes my job so much easier. I don't have to go searching for stuff to make. I just type in like what I want.
I just use Instagram.
That's what I've been using, but these look so. Some of them are very professional looking. I'm like, I'm gonna pop this thing.
Yes. When I make those videos, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta put the pictures and then time them on music.
I've done some of those changed so many names since then.
Well, that Joe Rogan Stadium, you know, they're never gonna win there. They built on an Indian burial on Joe Rogan
Did they
Stadium.
really? I didn't know that.
It's
Wow.
ironic the Seminoles own the stadium. You figured that they would
Yeah,
do something about that.
yeah. Yeah. Just have our ancestors haunt you for the rest and then we'll own it.
So I have to go get another
Don't worry.
Yeah, let's-
Play the game.
I-
It's yellow.
It's not your fault you came in towards this table.
Uno, Uno. I'll play how I We all have different rules. I'll play how I want to play. I wanted the red fire. This is for respect. Oh, Uno. Bitch. You do not want the red. Oh, you sure about that? Uno. God. Thank God. First, second. Oh. Reverse is to you.
Try those. Those just don't work. I can still see your eyes. They're only like $10 at the air show.
At the air show?
They hide your eyes.
They're reflective. They hide your eyes.
Thank you. Sorry,
I'm ready.
Extra hot?
Yeah.
Hello, poker peoples.
How you doing, Pierce?
The two Chris's battling once again.
Every time.
Alright. Shall we begin? Phantom and James. James, Phantom.
James sitting right there.
Let's go.
Nick is in.
Eric.
You know where?
Well, Nick is in rare form too.
You better wear
Who
them.
bought a drink? Is it? Since we took a break.
Only if I stay in.
Wait, why? What happened then?
For 3 days.
Get your buzz
So
right.
yeah, you stay here.
Well, no, he's like in the middle.
Phantom. We buy a drink.
All right, we are back. We are live. We are ready to go for the rest of this tournament.
We going for the sack too?
This one. You want to use?
Okay, we've got, let's see, we get the leg. I'm here. Let's go. We got the leg cam over here. Oh, there's a head to touch that. There was a head to touch that. Who knew? All right, these are the final 10 players for round number 1. Hava free poker every Sunday night.
That's how you loosen your neck.
Jade said she's gonna make cookies.
Nice.
Here are the stack sizes as I see them.
Austin.
Uh-oh, we're going at a slow pace again. I don't like it. Phantom's in first place with 6,400 chips. James in second with 5,800. Chris, third place. Rob. Are all the people over 4,000? We've got a bunch of people at 2,500. Chris, Robin, Phil, Ellie, Matthias, and Austin are right about 2,500. We have the haves, the have-nots. Let's see what happens in this round of Hava Free Poker.
Keep my AirPods on, bud.
I'm going to go see if we can fix the lag. If we could do that again, that would be super cool. I'm not quite sure what we did last time, but it did work. I think we pushed a button over here. We put a button over here. We pulled it back over there, and there we go. Robin's got 200. Robin's got the ace-king. She makes the call. Robin is in, let's see, that's in Robin in seat number 6.
Actually, I heard
The blonde lady on the right-hand side of the screen. James raises to 400.
Don't work like that, James. I was gonna get another pair, but
The flop comes out.
save your money unless you get them for free.
It's up to Robin. James bets 400. Robin makes the call. Phil, we don't know his cards. Phil is the red shirt over there. Phil needs to register his cards. All right. I guess not now. So let's see what goes on over here. It's up to James. Robin's got the ace-king. She's got pocket. She's got trip kings. She bets 1,000. James gets out. Robin picks up 1,300 chips, putting her at 3,800, moving her from the have-nots to the haves. And she steals 5th place. I'm going to let this run automatically for a minute. I'll be back in just about a minute. And let's see what happens while I'm gone.
I mentioned this already, but just move them around a little bit on the purple thing, and then it registers the NFC.
Oh, so they can see him. Gotcha. Somebody go all in. Now's the time.
Probably should have gone. They would have had one I'm actually looking for.
But I'm coming in the game late, so I can't be like.
gonna hit.
Once you buy it,
It's not gonna hit. It's not gonna hit.
what's your name again? John. You can get it certified pre-owned. And when you get that,
It's not gonna hit.
That is true. You're right.
It's gonna hit. It's not gonna hit.
Here goes.
It hits.
Oh.
It did hit. Hey, Yoshi, I got you. Yoshi, I had you. I had you.
I had 2 fours, 1 4.
150. That'd be. I told Yoshi I had him that hand. He's like, somebody go all in. I said I got him.
Yeah, I had a feeling you had fours.
Yeah, it was fours. Well, he kept saying it's gonna hit, so I knew he didn't have anything on the board at that exact moment.
It's worth it.
Rob, it's on you, sir.
It's worth it, man, but.
What?
That's your husband.
Five.
Is this the only place you play?
That's 5. Bill 500 to call.
We were actually were at the card house every night for like a year and a half.
What do you want me to say?
No, stay forever, no.
Friends. And it was like, I was gonna check my whole house too, and I'm
5 players.
You're more important. I'm gonna skip for you. I'm gonna skip for you.
I mean, we were making good money.
You gonna go there show tomorrow? Why not?
It's over today, though. In 3 days.
Right, I thought today was Saturday.
We were getting Omaha game going every night.
Missed it.
You ever gone in person?
I was there yesterday.
Did you go in that big ass thing with the seats on either side?
The Air Force thing?
The thing that can like drop shit in containers out of?
No, that's the C-130 or the C-17. They
That
go
thing's sick. I seen it actually flying pretty damn low.
I was I did a combat landing on one of those things going in. Yeah, they're crazy. They can fit tanks in them. They can fit a whole company in them.
Yeah, you probably could. You don't got all the.
They do. They transport tanks with them. Armored vehicles.
They don't drop them out of the sky, do they?
They can. They can for
Yeah, big ass parachute.
yeah. But usually the utility vehicles, the lighter ones, they parachute out. Like.
Just when it gets exciting, Rob makes it 2,400. Robin needs 2,000 to make the call. She's got the top pair, but no kicker. Rob doesn't have one either, but he doesn't know that. But she makes the call. Rob goes all in. Let's see what Robin's going to do. At this point, she's too far deep to fold.
You're winning that in like one bet, you know what I mean? But at the same time,
She makes the call.
so over at the card house, they would do 1, 2,
Rob needs a 5, or they tie. It's a deuce, but that doesn't help. Splitzo.
Aces and threes with a 9.
So the threes are better than the twos.
Best 5 cards. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
That was
so-
yeah.
So it's Chris Phantom, Robin, and James with the 5,000s. Everybody else is in the 2,000s. Let's go. One more hand.
Any home stuff?
Yeah, we got it. It's right in the village plaza up the road. It's called Beach Play. Beachway. Thank you. And everything's 50% off. Like everything, what it is, but half off. We got an umbrella.
We both go all in blind.
Checks, Rob. Checks.
Hi, Chris.
So Chris takes a bet over here with the ace queen. Chris has a flush draw. He's got 10 outs. He's going to need a heart, 5 or 7. And he gets it. So that's Chris C over in seat 2 with the white hat. The other Chris is in seat 6. It's evening out. Almost everyone's got 4,000 points except for Phil, Austin, and Ellie. So let's see how they do this round.
Well, I figured checking on the turns that missed the flush.
Austin with the suited ace makes the call. So does Yosh. That's Yosh in the black in seat number 1. Chris C with pocket kings makes the call. Yosh raised it to 800, by the way. Rob puts in the call. And Ellie says, I'm already halfway in, but decides to get rid of her cards. Probably the right move. Austin takes the jam. Puts a lot of pressure on Yosh with the ace-jack. Yosh goes all in with his ace-jack. Chris goes ahead and makes the call. Rob's going to dump his cards, almost certainly. It's only 1,300 more chips. He was looking at it going, I could afford it. He's counting them out.
That's kind of obvious, though. Denny's files. I thought heterosexual, man. He only dates between the ages of 21 and like 3.
And tosses in the call.
No, it's 18 and 21. There's a rule.
Rob is absolutely certain. Oh, he needs one of the 2 remaining 6s in the deck.
Yeah, but he doesn't look 50. No, he looks old. Are you kidding me?
So the flop comes down. 3, 8, 10. Helps Austin. Austin with top pair. 4 on the turn. It doesn't matter. Chris's pocket kings are going to take it down unless it's Rob's got the diamond. Chris bets 800. Now Rob realizes he has the diamond. He's only got 2. He thinks he's not sure if his diamonds are good, though. They are.
What if I asked him to recreate it? Would it still be fake then, Austin? You piece of shit?
It's not that much more to make the call. The pot's huge. Problem is, the diamond comes. You don't know if you're good. The good news is Chris probably won't bet.
You know that song from Rihanna? I think it was like Shooting Stars. It's like airplanes, like shooting stars.
Nah, that wasn't
Monsters Under the Bed. Isn't that her?
Nah.
Airplanes.
If the cards were face up, I think he'd make the call, but he tosses it away.
Who's the Monsters Under the Bed?
He's going to find out in a second. If that's a diamond on the river, he'll be kicking himself. Here we go. 10, no good. Chris takes out 2 of them.
He's Chris, I'm Chris.
Rob, LA Small Blind 200.
How about R. Kelly and
Oh yeah. Went up to get pocket.
41 hands in, 8 players left in tournament number 1.
You were sitting right next to me. I know, I was looking down. I was thinking about fucking Rihanna.
Yeah, that's the problem with getting in so late.
Ace Jack.
Phantom calls the Queen 8. Rob
Jay-Z.
puts in the call. Robin checks, and we're going 4 ways. Let's see what goes on the flop. Who's going to take the lead? Robin. Oh, ooh, this is not good. Chris hits a set. Robin gets 2 pair. Robin puts some money in the pot. Chris knows he's going to. Chris probably knows he's going to win. He raises to 800. Phantom's out. Rob cannot make this call. He folds. Robin does make the call. She's going to need one of the 2 5s, or she's going to find herself in some serious trouble. There are 3 clubs out there. That might be her saving grace. Chris jams. And Robin releases her 2 pair.
He definitely got taken out by Jay-Z. I never liked him anyways. Never thought he was that good.
So Chris raises to 800 with his pocket 6s, which is interesting because Chris has not raised a lot today. Robin folds. I guess the other Chris must have made the call. Queen 4-7, 2 hearts on the board. Oh. Puts Chris in first place. Of course, they're both Chris, so that doesn't really help. Chris C is in the lead.
Also, that's not
Regular Chris makes an $800 bet. Chris C makes the call. I lied. He raises to 1,600. That puts regular Chris on the in a quandary. Not really a quandary. He got raised. Fold, kid. Fold, Chris. Fold, Chris. He's thinking maybe he's putting him on a heart draw. He folds face up. He's going to learn when he watches the replay. Good choice. Chris C. late into the game, but 13,000 chips. 1 out of 3 chips owned by Chris C.
Come on, dude. A baby bottle? Are they good?
They're pretty good. Favorite candy.
What is it?
You literally just eat the dust straight off. It's like cocaine, but it's baby material.
It's like fun dip.
Okay.
Just switch.
So
You guys know that. Yeah, like
that's so funny.
It reminds me so much. We're actually like friends with Mike Texan.
What? Is this hair?
That's fucking crazy. Even though he shaved.
Dude, he should not have this. I don't like it. He was known for that look.
He had some allegations.
Nobody's getting any cards this round.
Some girls said.
Except Robin with pocket 10s.
Dirty Heads and Rome is going to be there, but I think it's just when that one's on.
I've truthfully never had this.
Really? It's just a dip it in the powder and then suck it.
Now Phil, ace-5 suited, picks up the heart draw and the straight draw. He's got a nice combo going on over here. But Chris goes in and makes a bet. Phil's going to go ahead and make the call. So is James with the gut shot. Chris sees out. Robin, who's in the lead at the moment, only makes the call. She's going to let those cards come for free. A 7 on the turn doesn't help any of them, except for maybe Robin. She has 23% to win the hand a second ago, and now it turns into 41%. James picks up a flush draw. Phil with the combo draw, and Robin with the lead. He only has 400 chips left, but it does jam him. James makes the call. No, he makes it 1,500. What's Robin going to do? River comes, it's a diamond. No wonder James makes the bet. Robin's going to go all in to call. It looks like she's about to fold. She doesn't. She makes the call, and Robin is out of the tournament. Phil is out of the tournament. They let James in, and he took down the pot. James takes the lead, 10,600. Actually, James Sims in second place right now with 10,600 points. And 6 people are left in the tournament. Looks like blinds are going up right now. Not good for Ellie. She has 4.3, and when it goes up, she's going to have 2.1. There we go. So, three ways to the flop. Queen 8-3. Good for James. Puts him at 84% chance to win. He bets 1,500. Chris's second pair. He throws in the call because he's in first place. Phantom. He folds. Chris has 3 outs. The turn didn't help him. James bets. It's called. He gets it. He gets it on the river. The king nails it for Chris. Chris will win as long as he's called. James is going to go first. That's James. He's looking at his chips. He tossed some of them in. I can't tell how many. 1,000. Chris makes the call and picks up 5,600 chips on the river.
One with the king 8, so I should have went all in.
You are first, sir. He's got 2
You know what? I don't like riddles because I feel like I've heard them all before and I remember it, but I can't remember it.
Calls it. You're out 8. Roll, Ellie.
So I start with the letter E, I end with the letter E. I contain only one letter E. I am not the letter E.
Anyway, what'd you say?
Hey.
I start with the letter E, I end with the letter E. I contain only one.
So we got 3 people right here. The flop comes king 7-3. No help to anyone. $2,400 in the pot. Phantom checks. James checks. Chris checks. Let's see what goes on the turn. A 2 of diamonds. Also no help, but James doesn't care. He's going to fire into the pot. Chris also doesn't care. He makes the call. Change that. He raises. Everybody folds, and Chris bluffed his way. to 2,400 free chips, putting him way in first place with 20,800. What Chris is really doing is taking advantage of the chip lead and just making people pay.
What was the riddle?
I start with the letter E, I end with the letter E, I only one letter.
No, I contain only one letter, so that's.
Now, Rob is 2,800 chips, 800 to make the call, tosses the 7-3, of course. Ellie jams the king jack. Chris folds. Phantom folds. He would be dominated if he didn't. James fold. Chris C, I don't think he likes folding. I don't know what he's got. But my hunch is he makes the call. He's reaching for chips because he does not want Ellie to win a pot, not even one.
You just wanted to be a cunt bag.
And being called the cunt bag means to me he probably called. And he's got an... What are Chris's cards? Chris took the lead. He's got the ace. And another ace. There you go. That's going to be tough for Ellie to come back. She's drawing dead. And Ellie is out of the tournament. Goodbye, Ellie. That leaves 5. 5 amazing people left. Chris, with all the chips, 22,000 of them. Chris C. Chris has got 40. Everyone else has got 4,000 chips. It doesn't matter. Chris is going to come on in right now. King 6. Phantom with the king queen makes the call. We're on James, 9-3 folds. Chris C with the jack 4. He's not folding. He didn't fold anything. Rob's out. They're going 3 ways. Phantom's got the advantage at the moment, but the flop was 2-8-8. No one has an 8, but Rob jams. But the pair of 2s, he is ahead. Chris is 2,000 to make the call. He has nothing, but makes it. So here we go. 6-2 versus Jack 4. Another 2, which means Chris is drawing dead, and Rob picks up a $7,200 pot with the 6 deuce. Puts him in second place. Chris still's got 3 times as much chips that it. Chris has over half the chips in the game. Look at that fancy McConney shuffling going on over there. Let's take a look. Phantom's under the gun. Phantom's in the behind McConney in the fire sleeves on the far right side. Seat number 8. He's got the ace-6. He puts in the call for 800. Chris does not like to fold, but Rob's got ace-king. He jams. Chris has got to go 9-2 to go all in. He's looking at it going, what the hell, but tosses his cards in instead. Phantom's going to have to go all in if he wants to make the call. He does not, but Chris C., what is he going to do right here? He folds. Rob picks up 2,400 more chips, putting him in a solid second place, 9,600 chips for Rob. But Chris C. still got him doubled up. We're going to start in seat number 9. That's James over there with the back massager lady. He's got an ace-5. It's 800 to make the call. What's James going to do? 5 players with an ace. I see chips in his hand. He calls.
I can only play blues at this point. It's just my algorithm.
It's only 400 more for Chris to make the call. He's on the left in the blue. He does. Phantom checks 3 ways to the flop right here. Hand 49. Ace King 2. That puts James with top pair. Everybody else has literally no chance to win. As in figuratively, literally. James bets 800. Everybody else tosses their cards in, and he picks up 1,600 more chips.
Play blues, you win first.
Thank you. Chris C. still half the chips that are out there in his hand right now. See what he does here.
What happens when you don't run out of chips?
9-5. I know what he does. He dumps that shit. Rob with the Jack 7. He's 800 to make the call. He does not do that. Chris Foles, Phantom. What's he going to do? Jack 5, but it's only half a bet. I don't think he's going to let it go for free. He does. He tosses it in. And James finally has a good hand and doesn't get to play it. He picks up 400 chips, but Ace Queen you're going to make some money on.
Ace Queen.
Suited.
Ace Queen's suited too.
There you go.
Why'd you fold that?
They're telling me, why did they fold that?
So we're on Rob.
Great hand.
Rob's the guy on the right in the Steelers jersey. 9-7. Rob tosses another set of cards over there. In frustration, Chris likes his king, so he makes the call.
I made it roll like a wagon wheel.
Because I wasn't looking up. I was looking at my phone.
1100, James.
Phantom jams for 1,100. James has an ace, so he does make the call. 300 more for Chris. He does it as well. 3 players all in. Basically, it's a tie. 29, 21, 25, 24. That's as tie as it gets. Going 4 ways, all in. Queen, 6, 7. Puts Chris C in the lead. He checks it, and everyone checks around him. Oh, I lied. He didn't check. It sounded like he checked. He bet. Chris goes all in. James is going to dump those cards because he can't play ace 2. No, he's not. He's picking his chips up. He's thinking. James, you have nothing. James, throw your cards in, James. James, this is the announcer speaking. Throw your cards away.
Okay, I'll do it.
He calls it. So what is Chris C going to do right here? Chris C, he also makes the call. He's got over 50%. He's got half the chips and 50% chance to win this pot as well. A 3 comes out. Doesn't help anyone. It puts him at a 75% chance to win the pot. Chris has got to avoid an ace or a king. He's put some money in. He's going to make James pay to play. 1,600. Almost half of James's chips to look at the next card. Now the pot's 8,300. James is thinking I could either win it right here or not. The reality is not. He's got to avoid a king, a 10, or 7. He folds. It's a 4. No good. Chris wins another 6,000 chips. This is abusive already, Tris. Abusive. He takes out 2 more players. There's 3 of them left. James has 3,000. Rob's got 9,600. And Chris with 2 out of 3 chips and 25,000 of them at that. Look at those hands just moving them cards.
Well deserved done. GG's, Chris.
So there's 3 players left. James has got an 8-6, 1,600 to call. He tosses them in. Chris C, 800 to make the call. He does complete it. Rob with the king 5. Just checks. Flops down. He gets his king. Rob gets his king. Let's see if Chris becomes aggressive over here. He doesn't. Rob's going to make a bet. Chris has got to toss those cards. Chris folds, and Rob picks up 1,600 more chips. Bye, Carmine. $53 hands in and 3 players left. Chris has got an 8-3 suited, 1,600 to make the call. We're going to find out right now if Chris plays suited cards or not. Turns out he doesn't. Rob with a 7-3, 800 to call. Rob folds. And James, we didn't even see his cards, but it didn't matter. 4 hands. Rob's got a 7-4 of clubs. Rob looks at his cards. Rob realizes they suck. He dumps them. There's only 2 players left. James with 2 face cards makes the call. Chris with the jack just checks. They both have jacks. Watch a jack come on the flop. This happens all the time. Yep. Nope, but James picks up top pair. He jams. Chris sees I could get someone out. All I got to do is win. Unfortunately, he's got a 3% chance to do that. Runner 3s does it for him.
Put them in stacks of 10, alright? Put them in stacks of 10. I'm straight.
Or running cards for a straight. Doesn't matter. He folds. 3 players left. All the money's still in front of Chris. They're going to have to make a move.
Stacks of 20 are like proper.
James has an ace.
Go to a card house, stacks of 20 are what they play. That's like
1,600 to make the call. He puts some money in there. He just calls. Chris with the 9-3 also makes the call. They're suited. He's calling. And Rob's got a jack 9. Doesn't cost him any money. He's already in. 7, 10, 9. So both Rob and Chris pick up a pair of 9s. Rob's going to make a move right here. I see him reaching for some chips. He tosses them in, bets the minimum of 1,600. Chris does have the same pair he does. Worst kicker. Rob's thinking, what'd he call for? Chris has 2 outs. Chris checks. Rob checks behind him. It's a queen. Doesn't help. They're both going to check, and Rob picks up 4,800 chips. He's got 15,200 right now. Chris has got 18,000. James has the rest. Unfortunately for James, the rest isn't very much. He's got 4,200 chips.
The 10 was in the green. It's not a blue. I can't play a blue. I can't play a green.
I usually do 10s a lot, but this game's
With the T's on the board, I'm not playing.
Rob 8, James 1,600 blind.
So 800, 1,600 of the blinds. 3 players left. We got to see some face cards for anyone to make a move. Chris has a suited face card. He's going in. Rob's got suited. Rob's got the goods. He's got the bullets. Let's see how big he makes it. I bet he makes it 3,200. He's going to want to call here. Watch this.
Let's do that.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's get him.
You know what?
That's
A stack. That's a lot.
I'm going to say
10,000, 11,300.
Rob jams.
sometimes I mistake that as an ace.
I mean, what's the call?
Today I'm not going to make that mistake.
This game, I feel like you're going to see that.
No, he doesn't. Makes it 11,300. James folds. Chris, 9,700 to make the call. He can't do it. So here's the thing. I think Rob might have been a little too much. You want the call there, Rob?
11,300.
Rob's like, no, I want the chips here. You get pocket aces once a millennium. I feel like you got to make something happen with those.
Oh, he's digging out.
He's looking at his chips. Chris is looking at his chips. He's reaching for some chips. What do I know? Rob's right. I'm wrong. He goes and throws in the call. Is that a pump fake or is it a real call?
11, 3. Here,
There's nothing going on in my life. If anything,
He says there's nothing going on in my life and decides he's going to make the call. Chris is going to end up in 3rd place unless diamonds or 2 pairs show up.
Chris got you out, right?
kind of.
Yeah, he's like, that's your wedding.
He's like a bigger version, though.
He's like that, but like, imagine him crying.
This is 5,000.
Instead of like a chimp, he's more like an orangutan. So he's just lazy.
I love her.
He's got long arms. He kind of smells weird. They eat each other's feces. That's more like him.
He was eating feces that one night. That was kind of weird.
Oh, that's right. That was the philosophy. All right, here we go. Queen, Jack, 2. Chris picks up a jack. Rob jams. 3,900 to make the call. We will have 5 outs to win, but the problem is I think Chris is going to call. He's already put in so much chips. The pot's 28,000. You're going to have 3,000 left if you don't do it. I think it's automatic. He does make the call. Let's take a look at the flop cam. Jack 5 suited versus the bullets. Here we go. The turn. The 5. He catches it, but a spade comes out. Rob's got 16 outs. What happens right here? Nothing! Rob! No! Aces get cracked, and Chris picks up a $35,000 is in first place. Rob's eliminated. James in last place with 2,600. James has like a... James is still in. Rob's is in third place. James... So Chris has 93% of the chips. James has a big blind.
James can bring this back right now.
It's funny, James has a huge cheering section back here. Chris has King Jack. What's James have? Oh, 9-6. And James throws away. Did you get your wife's luck? What happened there? And by the way, you had 16 outs at the end. Paired the board, paired you, or got a spade. All right. He must, maybe he's got the inside track. All right. James has a 5-2. Chris has the ace-3. James has no chance. He's got 40% with the 5-2. But still, here we go. The flop's down. He picks up a 5 and a 2. Now, Chris needs a 4 to take this pot and to take this tournament. Nobody has a heart, so it doesn't matter. Here we go. A queen, and James doubles up, picks up 3,600 chips, and still in. James has a cheering section back here of half a dozen people. I'm not quite sure what's going on with that, but I like everybody. I like everybody. Remember, we could hear you. Okay, here we go. James has an ace-2. Chris has king-queen suited.
He called your 16. He's got 3,600 total. And, you want to go all in? I'll go all in. All in. All right.
Two players both all in one more time. Ace-deuce. This is basically a toss-up, 46 to 54%. Here's the flop and ace-jack. He's got 2 spades. Chris could pick up the royal flush with a 10 of spades, a 10 or spades. Really different opinion. I want this game to be done. A 4. Chris has got 27% chance to win the tournament. James 73% chance to win the hand. Here's the river. A 3 and James wins again. 7,200 chips for James. They're going wild back here. I'm not sure they realize that Chris still has 3 times as many chips as them. But if you 2 hands in a row and James wins the game. James calls everything. They both call everything. I don't think we'll go more than 3 more hands.
He's second place right now. He never is still in at this point. What do you mean? No, he's not. He's all in all the time.
What are we doing? They chipping it up? Dude, you have 2 hands left. Let's go.
Hurry up. I'm about to get quads on the board for the win.
Why'd Pierce just come in and leave?
Sai, you watching this?
He came in?
You watching the stream right now?
Yeah, it was when you were gone.
He said he's gonna narrate the next ranked game. Or said he is. What?
Yeah. Oh, wait, you're listening to music? Yeah. What you listening to? ACDC.
Accordion side
Pearl
lead.
Jam.
Trap.
Trap. You're talking like Johnny Cash trap?
No.
Future? Oh, the new song? Brazier?
Get you gobbled up.
We're doing a quick chip up, and then we're going to play 2 more hands. This is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. If you're hearing the announcer's going, why are we chipping up with 2 hands to go? They might not even go 2 hands. They both call every hand, so here we go. By the way, why don't we just give James, we could have just looked at their chip count and said, here, you get 30,000 chips, here are 5,000s. You get 4,200 chip, here's 4 1,000s, but we're not going to do it like that. The blinds are 1,500, 3,000, just went up. James has 1.5 big blinds. He comes in with a 9-2. Chris is going to go ahead. Queen 10-5. Chris bets 3,000. James folds.
James 15 blind, Chris 3K blinds.
I'm not sure what happens because James should only have a couple thousand chips left. So Chris has 34,000 chips. James has 4,200. I thought James won chips, but what do I know? All right. Oh, it's updated. Okay, James has 2,700 chips. Chris has 31,000 chips. Chris has 7 deuce. James has 7 tray. The flop 10 jack 5.
What are you going to do, Chris?
James went all in. Chris makes the call. Chris has 42 outs.
No, wait. That's crazy.
It's 50-50. They're going to tie unless someone gets a 3 or a 2. A 10 comes on the turn. Here we go. The river. And it chopped. So surprised.
Chris, you're blue balling me now.
I'm going to call you every time.
That's his job. I'm not chip leader.
I'm going to call you every
His
time.
job.
Call me at 12:01. I'm not
Your little
answering.
stat.
That's okay.
Your little baby.
Did I lose money?
You can't lose money on that hand. There's no rake.
James
McCarthy's
big blind,
in.
3,000.
All right, here we go. Cards are getting shuffled, I hope.
Should I do the classic?
And they're being dealt. They each have their hands. Let's see what goes on. Chris is the dealer. James has queen 7. Chris has king 3. It's going to go all in right here. I can see it happening. Chris makes the call. James actually just checks. The flop is 4 ace 4. James goes all in. You know Chris is going to call. He has a king high. Here we go. This is it. As long as a queen or a 7 doesn't show up, Chris will take down the money. He is the winner, and he will end queen 7-5. It's a queen, and James does it again.
Chipping a chair, man. That's all you need.
All right, 9,000 to 29,000. If James doubles up here, he'll take the lead. It just changed, 7,500 to 26,500. But even so, Chris has got an ace 10.
In the red, so I can't play it.
You think he's gonna rip it with
Thank God, dude. Where's my jack, dude?
I mean, he's just in his 7th.
Chris wins again. James got rid of his cards. That's surprising. James doesn't fold. Neither of these guys fold. Their fold buttons both broken. The only button that works is jam button.
The call any raise button.
Call any raise button.
It's live, but if you're not, dude.
Jack 9 for Chris. Ace 5 for James. Again, the money's going in the middle. Let's see what goes on. We all know that. Let's see what goes. 10 king 7. No help for either of them. Chris gets a gut shot. He needs a 8-9 jack or queen. That's 14 outs. He's actually favored. Chris is favored. He's behind and favored. Nice. My question is, does he know that? James.
What?
Chris bet. James folded.
What?
Well, he doesn't know what he has, people back here.
Yeah, but James never folds. That's one hand that he would shove every time. He's like, I got an ace high. He falls like that.
So 4,500 chips to 3,400 chips.
When I first started playing, Makani told me Jay's was the
No one taught him heads up with an ace is a jam. But, all right, what are you going to do now, James, with the 4-3? You jam. You call. 8-5 versus 4-3. Chris is a 64% favorite, but that doesn't stop James. Oh, that's not good. He went up to 97%. James is going to need running cards in order to win. Either a jack. It's no good. The game is over. The tournament has ended. Chris takes first. James takes second. Rob takes third. And I take your mother. Guys, thank you for playing round number 1. And we'll be playing Hava game number 2 in just a bit.
Sorry, man. Sorry for being a bully.
James,
embarrassing.
hell, man.
What?
You don't jam ace 5, but you jam 4-3. Dude, yeah, exactly. You're already in for so much on your 85.
Dude, he had to go all in every time.
Exactly. He always goes in every single game. Like, he doesn't.
He had to have had to.
The game just said.
Oh, really? What?
Here, hold on, let me do one more. Sorry.
Yeah. That's what he won the tournament with. That's crazy.
I was beating him up all the time.
Last hand, you were the favorite, but he had you beat. You had 16 outs.
I told him I was going to call him every time. I had to. Called him.
Yeah, but he didn't jam ace 5.
What's that?
He didn't jam ace 5.
I said, why wouldn't you at that point?
Yeah, I had to. It'll just drag the game out.
For some reason, I think he told me.
Finally,
GG, man.
you get a pot. You get $25.
Yeah, 25.
Go tell Don real quick.
Yeah, better. Last time I didn't get my fucking cookie. But Eric hooked me up.
I got you.
Yeah. I was like, what the hell? I was supposed to win cookies. And you know what? I went to the place and I got the cookies. And they're like, oh, you want to sign up for the app? I'm like, do you give points for free cookies? They're like, no. I'm like, $16, $17 for 4 cookies. That's too much, bro.
It is crazy.
They're good. They're delicious.
They're also like 700 calories a cookie.
Yeah, I eat half a cookie every now and then.
Entire meal.
We taking a break before we start.
I'm going to eat a sandwich, so probably like a 10-15 minute break. I'm going to leave the sign-up sheet on the table. Everyone who's playing the game 2 can write your name on the table.
I
And
can stay here or I have to get
yeah, go for it. Yeah, that's fine.
Just put some.
Ellie's going to sit here. I'm going to put Ellie right here, just so everyone knows. Ellie's going to be right here. I forgot to do the leaderboard, but...
Can I have my?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
sure.
that's fine.
It's online, right?
So we just,
Alright, so seat 1's Ellie.
do I just check off game 2?
Chris, C.
Stay in the seat.
Seaton, Luke.
I just check off game 2, right, on my name?
I'll take
Yeah,
eight
then,
times.
yeah, just check the little game 2 spot.
You like the little toad guy?
Alright, seat 1, 2, 4, and 10 are saved right now. Georgia, I don't know where you're sitting.
Am I allowed to stay in this seat?
Yes, that one's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, you didn't
We're gonna be right next to each other.
Oh, good. Uh-oh. We got this, we got this.
Yeah, please, if you did not write it on the game 1, just write your name down. I a bunch of people came like halfway through and I was doing it.
Yeah, you are.
Remember to.
So I'm gonna stay right here.
Austin, you're sitting there? I wrote your name down, but just check game 2. Alright, Phil, you're sitting there. Phil's game 7.
Number 10, so I'll be.
Nick, you're right.
Robin's name up.
Georgia, Rob, you're next. Rob, next to you.
There's 9 seats.
She left?
I don't know what last one.
You see where the little white ball?
I got the little white.
Connie is
She here for the second week or no?
right. But then 1, 2, 3,
What's up?
Robin didn't play the second game or she left?
I'm not sure. Let me see.
Oh, she's there.
Next to me, or seat 5 or seat 6.
cool.
If she's here, I'm sure she'll play. We might need to do 2 games.
Are you guys gonna
But
play?
let's see. I said, no, I said it was Chris. Oh, really? Ellie, I put you there for seat 3 and seat 6 are open. You playing? Yeah. I'm gonna put you in seat 3, alright? Or actually, that's Austin. Sorry, seats. You can sit at.
I don't want to sit in
3. Sit in
this
3.
area again. It's a fastball. Right there? In between them?
George, Rob's there, yeah. Here, Chris can go over to this one.
Yeah, there we go. Appreciate that.
Alright, let me see how many more people I have.
Oh, you hold it.
I don't want to use this.
I hate when you're multi-tabling and you accidentally hit fold because the other screen pops up.
Yeah.
I've done it twice now, and
I can totally relate to that because I multi-table on stake on my phone all the time. You know,
and it's like,
all the time.
oh, I didn't mean to fold by fucking pocket pair.
Exactly.
Oh, I've heard this.
It was funny because everybody else was like,
Gary and I were just kidding.
That's so funny because Eric, when I go back there, he'll purposely pick up the mic just to say something inappropriate about me. But he will say it on stream without no shame.
He's certified. He said,
He'll be like, oh, hold on guys, Corey's back here, I gotta say something real quick. And then I'll be like, alright, okay, let's go. Okay, let's go.
yeah, he just said Chris won first place, but I won the mom.
Sometimes he thinks Sigma's right. Drop something. I love Eric. So, on it. Why would you play this?
I don't
Next round.
I can't figure out who Gary is. I think it's his brother.
Yeah, I'm gonna play again, I don't think size.
Don't ever play the card house with the old people. They all have like code words. With their social security check. They took me out. 60 bucks.
Oh my god,
While I was playing there.
that's so funny.
I went during the day, like on a weekday, like at noon.
That is similar to this. Except the end is more sad.
Sorry, that's like Kings or something. You know what I mean? Like,
These are good words. Can we sit anywhere or we have to wait?
I think the spots that have
Wherever the stuff
stuff.
is. Okay.
I'm going to redistribute the seats now that I know we're doing 2 tables. Sorry. I don't know exactly how many players I have yet. If you're playing game 2, just make sure your name is down on that sheet and check the little game 2.
Yeah, oh yeah.
and you know your last name.
I don't know a lot of rap, but I've only posted
Good job.
a lot of like
Did you know province? Oh, thank you. Growing up with it.
I did.
I know.
It was
That was
D-O-R-K.
that was back in the day when everybody was allowed to do whatever they
Yeah,
wanted.
no, yeah, yeah. It didn't matter.
It's like the R word was said constantly
Yeah.
by teachers.
Yeah.
this one's gonna be live
Yeah, it was.
until we get to one table. Or you come in at the end and like he did, and you just yeah, you were the last one in. And
It's just hot. It's sink or swim.
yeah. Until you go against.
Bro, when you come in with like 1,500 guys, they take cans and you be like,
Yeah.
They did it right this time because they didn't raise the blinds. That's why
Right.
they raised the blinds.
To the point where when you come in,
You're all in.
You're all in your second hand.
oh, okay, I got
No, that was
They
good.
did it right this time.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Is it really worth it? Is it worth it?
But you did what you were supposed to do with both staff. Call. Let him double up a couple. You let him double up a couple times. He's not going to win every single one. You got that many chips. All in. He's gonna lose eventually. Within like probably 3 to 5 hands, he's gonna lose. So. He caught a couple double ups, but he still has so much that if you put them all in.
Nebraska guys.
He's not gonna double up. Not saying he can't,
There's no
but-
sister. It's only big dad. Like doing that for like 3 years.
Oh yeah.
I play regular. I like.
I've never even. I haven't even watched a single TikTok. I just know them from every video.
I play at the.
A chicken bag.
The chicken bake. Oh, we play with okay, sample.
But he's there to just play Pokemon.
Right.
Just to see the hands, you know?
Yeah.
But then you got newbies that come in.
Or they get fucking lucky.
Yeah, and then they got lucky.
And then us seniors, you want to choke you out. This little fucker has never been over in his life, fucking comes in and wins the whole fucking thing. It's all fun. Especially we're not playing for anything. I like how you can go back and you probably saw the how I bought her out. She raised call.
He's gonna be like, wait, is that a house?
I had to just double raise her. Hope to God she didn't call.
Hey, join in the shoulder. Yeah, take a picture. Here, picture.
Oh, it adds the collection of your face on my phone.
Take a picture of her or your dad.
Oh, I don't take pictures on
4 or 5 years ago. And what days do you guys do both?
Wednesday night.
And then is it the free?
Yep, it's exactly that.
Oh, I had a buddy.
Yeah.
Get it?
I don't get it.
Someone's never did that to you?
I'm not putting it.
They're like, hey, I bet you can get in there. What was it?
We in my culinary class, one of the students.
Oh.
So
Oh, yeah? Do you have a... At least you see
Now, to get this cooking show, you need to start getting things done.
this is great. All right.
Just take care, Cody. Be safe right now. I gotta go because I have to take focus.
sign language.
I'll talk to you tomorrow. Neighbor's kid. This is somebody like his truck. I'm like, I need a title or I need you to come with me so I can register a plate to send the truck. Those are my only 2 things I can do. You're gonna let me register my plate to your car.
Right.
I know, I just like to talk. I just like
You
to
gotta-
use words because I feel like if we talk, then other people will talk. And I like it when other people talk.
Obviously not going for 4th down now.
It's probably like something not fine. I'm sorry that it wasn't
To the air show.
Whoa, hey, is that like Naruto?
Back when Naruto.
You can trust me over here. Did you see it? Did you see it? Did you see what it looked like? It's like
That's the only one I know.
Because the Naruto stuff really fast. My sister.
That's the only one I know.
My sister does the,
Oh, with the volcano.
the one where you make a bunch of like making
This is
some
what
cookies.
they park on the street.
All right. You say you gotta take
Did somebody steal my keys?
I'm not sitting in that
1, 2,
seat.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
They got 2 tables now.
You guys fine? You guys please? No, I'm not. Anyone else?
I think he's on the
You guys are all playing?
I'm really excited.
I don't know whose keys these are, but
Oh, nice.
We went to we went to Taco Bell and we came to free and then home to like
Oh, I looked in last night. I saw you guys. Like,
it was like
you're right here.
I got a place. You know, it's $40.
There's 2 tables now, so I don't think I do one.
I'm directly next to the other Chris.
Yeah, yeah. Man, I got a lot of videos. That's crazy. No, I was under the tree. Yeah.
Eric, I don't think I'm gonna need a second table, but like next to the parking lot.
I'm gonna go on there forever.
Or did you have a seated table already? Or?
Yes, I have one over there.
Sit your video. Big ass plane.
I'm not sure if it's up.
Yeah, something like cargo. I don't know. I guess that's good. Because when you go to those things, you'll be looking straight up. I'm looking to the
I
side.
think he saved you that seat, but your brother is here, so you probably switched him. I think he saved. I don't know. I don't remember who actually picked that one.
They were dropping like bombs.
I don't have a seat for you right now. I have you on the list, all right?
Somebody.
Who's that? Come up. Who's that?
You know that motto, right? Yep.
That's why I'm not gonna do the second table.
No, I didn't pay nothing.
And if I do the second table, it would only be 12 people playing. Or, yeah, 12 because Elliot revealed. So it's 6 and 6 plus 5.
So it's just one table?
But,
And then
Yeah.
drinks. We posted
All right.
up under the tree.
The last game.
All over the place. These people were sitting in the sun.
Who got third? Rob got third place, right? Who was fourth?
I was fourth.
Hey, you're in my seat. That's why I had the board out there.
Me and
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. And every time I came over, there was a button pad somewhere.
Is this your
Went
drink
over there
here?
too, so I wasn't sure, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
They- people
Robin,
leave their,
I
like,
have you.
Yeah,
stuff
I
to
know
block
how that
First on the
works.
list,
I know
okay.
how that's done, but when I was over there, the button pad too, so I wasn't sure if somebody left it there or either.
That's why when it was in that chair, I was like, I'm supposed to
C1,
have a
Ellie,
seat.
C2,
Yeah, I should
Chris,
put my
C,
marker there.
C3, Chris, C4, Ben, Corey, Yosh,
I mean,
Phil,
you had it there.
Rob.
Where is my hubby?
So Robin,
I'm
you're
telling you, you gotta
first,
find
then
that kitty
I have
litter.
Nick,
Right here.
and then
Oh,
Nick, and
kitty
I'll-
litter machine.
Four people. One,
Yeah, it's funny.
I don't know. I guess I'll find out.
5, 6, 7.
I'm telling you, I'll send you a picture.
Is there a wait list? Is that what you said?
Yeah, you're first.
Chris,
I
you
have you
won?
first, all right?
We have 9 and 8 and 9 or whatever.
I feel good about that. I mean, you got me out, but
About
it's
the
for winning.
yeah.
Am I on there or like?
Phil, you're that seat, where you're just working.
Yeah.
True.
Yosh, have you seen the show Bear?
The Bear, yeah, it's probably top 3, one of the best shows I've ever seen.
I think he was my car.
Who?
And the main character.
Okay,
Yeah, how much time until you're starting?
When I used to serve, that had me lit.
Yeah, you never looks like
We might be behind you, but we're gonna get going ASAP, okay?
Okay, it's recording the stream's going now?
You look like that.
I'm not sure yet, I don't really run OBS, but I'm gonna
But I'll take it.
ASAP,
Who's
we're
the
gonna get
stud?
going, okay?
Carmen?
Corey!
Yeah, I gotta get off.
I'm going to.
Robert, you're gonna go on blind first.
Robin, have a seat. Then we'll just put Corey. Will you put her stuff on that table? And Corey can be first on the list. You can sit right there.
I'll give you $5 to go on.
Alright, what game OBS going?
While we're recording.
10-minute blinds.
$10?
10 minutes, but I'll say $10.
Did you pay $10?
Just lost it instantly.
Oh. I thought like your bet